Athletic trainer is someone who keeps us all together. I mean, it's a critical piece of the athletic department. When we talk about our 700 plus student athletes, they're at the forefront of keeping them healthy and keeping them, on the field and competing at a high level. So them, and as well as our strength and conditioning staff, is really the front level of what we're doing here in athletics. They're the glue, and that's what I say. They're on the front line. They're here at 6 a.m. for workouts, for rehab, treatment. They're here 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night when practices are finishing up. They're an integral part of what we do, day in and day out, and really every minute of the day. If you walk through that training room at any point, there's never any less than 5 to 7 student athletes in there. They're constantly taking care of them from, just bumps and bruises to surgery and to post-rehab and really preventive stuff on the front end. They're really the lifeline of what we're doing here from an athletic standpoint.
There's two categories. There's, the kind of the gross kind of, open compound fracture of a leg or an arm is kind of gross, but, personally for me, the hardest injuries to kind of deal with are when our student athletes, you have to be the person to tell them that, they're no longer going to be able to compete competitively, whether it's their injury is going to take them past their eligibility or they're just not going to be able to recover from the injury they have and be able to compete safely and effectively. So, I think the ones that end people's careers for me personally are the hardest, because I'm the one that has to kind of break the news to them that, their days of competition, they're 20, 21 years old and they've been competing in athletics for 15, 16 years. It's kind of hard, to end, not on their terms and have to be the person to explain to them that, their competitive career is over. There was an episode when I was in the athletic training room and somebody came in from one of the classes and said someone had passed out during class. So one of the other athletic trainers and myself went down to the classroom. 9 times out of 10, they come in and tell you that someone's collapsed and passed out, and you get down there and they're back up. And so you're always a little apprehensive going into the classroom, but I saw some of the student athletes that I knew from sport team that I've kind of dealt with, and they had that kind of panicked look on their face. And so when we went into the gymnasium and the person was, pulseless, non-breathing on the floor, obviously your adrenaline kind of kicks in. Like I said, the training kind of kicks in. We started some CPR, got the AED ready. Fortunately everything kind of turned out okay. And the student was able to make a full recovery, but also happened to be a student athlete, but they were no longer able to participate in athletics because of their condition.